Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. Dear Fani Willis, you know better. Full disclosure, Fani, as the first female district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, you have risen to a position that is historical. You, my dear, are historical. So you were supposed to have known better. You of all people know what's up. You know we gotta be better. Do better. Push farther. Go faster. Achieve more with less. Don't complain. Always maintain our composure. In other words, don't slap nobody while undertaking momentous tasks, usually alone and without support, meaning as only one of a few that look like us, and we better do it all with a smile. And always top notch. There is no room for error. Never. So why'd you go and do what you did? Now, I'm not talking about you doing what they're saying you did. It's certainly not a good look, but it also looks like a witch hunt to take you down and off this historic case. After all, they couldn't intimidate you into backing down and away from prosecuting the dishonest orange one. So they went sniffing in other places to otherwise discredit you and further their mission of allowing the dishonest orange one to do what he wants when he wants without repercussion or consequence. It's almost laughable how they're looking at you sideways because you had lunch with a colleague. Well, a little more than lunch, let's be honest. Meanwhile, the dishonest orange one has been grabbing women by the hoo-ha since a hatchet been a hammer, and no one batted an eye. And that's when he's not downright assaulting or defaming them like he was convicted of doing with E. Jean Carroll to the tune of $5 and $83 million judgments, respectively. Or when he's not hiring them for some backyard barbecue, if you know what I mean, then paying them off like he did with Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. The deceptive and deceitful orange one has been a busy boy, but they've not so much as thrown a stick of gum at him, let alone accused him of impropriety. And he was the president of the United States. But they are ready to submerge you in a bucket of hot grease for having a coworker boo thing. I am playfully simplifying the issue, as its implications are more serious than that. But the fact remains that what he did and what they're accusing you of doing are two very disparate things in terms of severity. Yet only one of you is being figuratively nailed to the cross. Like I said, it's almost laughable. Almost. But here's why it's not. It's not laughable because you know better. You know what's expected of us, and that's not 1 ounce less than perfection. We've got to show up perfect, perform perfectly, then go home with our head held high despite all the seemingly ever-increasing obstacles thrown our way. Yet you did this? You gave them even a possibility of discrediting you, of throwing you off your goal, indeed your mission, to uphold the law and bring the dishonest orange one and his cronies to justice? Why did you sacrifice that, for any reason, let alone to roll around and frolic with your colleague/appointed special prosecutor? I mean, he's handsome and all, but couldn't y'all bump uglies after you'd done this thing that required your special type of bravery to do? Look at how many tucked their tails and ran away from this great responsibility. Did you see how old boy turned it down? I loved his accent and drawl, by the way. But did you see how he said, "No ma'am, no sir, get somebody else to do it," when asked about serving as special prosecutor of the dishonest orange one? He seemed very knowledgeable and spoke very highly of you, so I have no beef with former Governor Roy Barnes. But did you see how he said, "Not me, not today," when asked about taking on this role? He admitted that it would likely require 24/7 security for him for the rest of his life to serve as special prosecutor, while also not being worth it financially. So he bowed out. But not you. You stood strong, firm, and at the ready. You were 10 toes down, as the young folks would say. Wow, I'm making myself sound old when I say that. But the point is, you weren't deterred, and certainly weren't afraid. You were ready to do what needed to be done, and simply went down your list and on to the next possibility when one of your requested helpers were too afraid or felt the risk was too great to get involved. That speaks volumes about you. It illustrates that clearly not many people would do it or could do it, but you could and did. And now you're about to potentially throw it all away for some at-home bull riding. Why, ma'am? As far as you've come, and as high as you've risen, surely you know how the game is played, what our instructions are. You more than most know how hard the climb has been. So why let them see you slipping? I know we can't be perfect. It's simply not in us as humans. But in this moment, and with this situation, we needed you to be as close to that as possible. We needed you to be above reproach, as shiny and innocent as a newborn baby, so they couldn't succeed at doing what we knew they would try to do. And that's knock you down a peg, throw you off their scent, knock you off your game. This is not just potentially a loss for you, career-wise. It's a potential loss for all of us. And when I say us, I'm not just talking about those who share the color of your skin. I'm talking about all those who stand for justice and fairness and the rules of our nation being applicable to us all, and not just to those who can't afford to buy their way out of their consequences. We needed this win. We needed you. But you apparently needed a little actual healing. I'm not mad at you, but couldn't it wait? Had you grown so comfortable in your rate of acceleration that you forgot what all it took to get there and what all is required of us, not only to break into a position of power, but also to stay there? What made you risk it all when you know better? And so now, here we are. I enjoyed watching you take them to task during your court appearance. I hope they saw that you will not be easily intimidated, nor go down without a fight, which is something we've been trained to do. But I also hope you get a second chance to undertake this historic duty. And I hope your stumble, once swiftly corrected and never repeated, serves as a reminder to those of us with God-given responsibilities hoisted onto our shoulders to not grow weary in well-doing, to not step off task and out of bounds, and most importantly, to never ever let them see us sweat, fall, or flounder. Like my mom would say, if you gotta cry, go in the closet to do it, but never let them see. I say to you now, if you gotta bump and grind, wait until we get the dishonest, deceitful, and deceptive orange one prosecuted to the full extent of the law that he broke, then go and get busy. I greatly respect you, but Aruba will still be there, ma'am. All right, y'all, that's it, and that's all. Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. If you don't, or if you believe in groupthink, or bullying others into believing the popular opinion, then this isn't the place for you. So go ahead and just cancel me now. On this channel, we don't discuss my truth or your truth. We discuss the truth, and no topic is off limits. So, log in, like, subscribe, get comfy, and comment. It's nice to have you here. So let's talk.